Yo, it's your boy. Easily done. Man, it's been a minute, y'all. Been a minute, man. I've been putting thought into how to make this shit better. You know what I'm saying? And first part of doing something is get the legalities out the way, right? That goes with music. That goes with it goes with music. It goes with um man, anything you do, bro. Like you get the legalities out the way. So um Fanatics got to go. It was a great idea. It's just not original because you already got Fanatics. Even though it's a word in the English dictionary, it's a word used by a company that does sporting goods online. Well, I'm well aware. I wasn't well aware originally when I made it. You know, it came after the fact when I started rolling with some episodes. So I thought to myself, B, why not do better? You know, it sucks because you think you thought of something, and then I try to spell it different, right? When I post my videos, I spelled it different. But the truth of the matter is, why not just do better? You know, the ball's rolling, we're working, we're making episodes, so let's just come up with a better name for the show. And that show name is, you know, got to get rid of Fanatics. I love my rap persona. Easily done. It's grown. I used to be all type of rap names. Bravado Jones was where I started with. BE's, you know, playing on the word on my government name Bernard, and then Ease as in Easy. You know, I didn't like Be Easy because it was like I knew songs that go by the name Be Easy. I just felt like it was like these songs I done heard. CNN got a song called Be Easy. T.I. had a song called Be Easy. Even though that T.I. song is was the birth of Easy, like me being called Easy, right? But then like time went on and I felt like I had to evolve that. I felt like God gave me a name. You know, was going through a rough patch and I wrote a name down on a piece of paper one day and it went. It just stuck with me. It was like my last stint in when I was about to leave Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I was going through a little mental breakdown, but I wrote down this name on a piece of paper and it stuck. And I've been that name ever since. That was 16, 17. I don't know, man. It was a long time ago, bro. Seriously. It was a while ago. It was maybe longer than that. Easily done. It's still easy because that's what all the homies call me. They've been calling me that. Once it was BE's, Easy was my nickname at the end of the day. Easy, Easy or E. So um I liked it easily done, man. It's just I don't know. It was like a name at the same time. It just seemed so original. So with that being said, fast forward to today with these fanatics that's no longer gonna exist. I thought of a name that I think go with my rap name, and it's I don't. You'd be a motherfucker to come up with something that's gonna make me have to change this. Just like you say, easier said than done. Easy said than done. See, I like that because when if you listen to any of my music, I do the easy and done on every verse. So easy said, then done. Still on the same premise though as Fanatics, man. I'm listen. I'm as we all do. I watch social media. I pay attention to the content, and I know it's easy to do content. You wanna get easy views. Put a thumbnail of a fat ass on your video. You might have nothing to do with that, or you got a little clip of this little chick and this booty that we about to see. But of course, thirst and sex sells. So why not take advantage? I ain't mad at that. Y'all boys do your thing. Y'all girls do your thing because there's plenty of girls selling, making money off the net. Then you got the new topic, and it's irritating as hell, but it's the reality we live in because we're so accessible to information. Is um relationships. This men versus women, the roles we play with each one, the 50-50, the 100 to 0 conversations we have. So personally, I don't want to be a part of that because I love women too much to categorize one woman to all women. What something I see on the internet to women I see in reality. So I leave that shit alone. It might be a song or an artist I'm gonna talk about with my easy said and done concept because it's going on the same path as fanatics. I'm talking about what I know and what I love, and that's sports. And the two sports I know, right? Basketball, football, college basketball, NBA, college football, NFL. Then we can talk about music. Now, the beauty of music is all matters of life go evolve around it, right? All matters of life evolve around music. I think about too, because of fanatics too, we could talk about movies and I could put TV shows on there too. You know, I'm just trying to figure out where to start with, but I know it's certain stuff I ain't trying to be on. I ain't on this relationship. Who am I? And I seen dudes talk about this in the video about um if we getting advice from people who failed at relationships, but they gonna tell us what it means and the rules and what's acceptable and not acceptable to be in one. It be single niggas or females want to tell somebody about relationships. So I don't want to open that can of worms. It's just not my swag. It's not me. I love women. Even though there's a lot of stuff I don't like on the internet. I don't love every chick doing the OnlyFans. I don't love, but I can't get mad, right? I respect it because they making money. I'll never knock nobody hustle. You got a bunch of niggas that gonna get them girls money that adds up to hundreds of thousands to even millions. Man, you can't blame them for doing what they do. They gonna live and die with the money they make and what it comes with. They got to deal with that. That's like anybody that do anything in life is pros and cons of what you do. You're a rapper, you deal with what comes with being a rapper. Dealing with the record industry, if you don't, or you're independent, other artists, the streets, because if you're talking all that dope shit or street shit. So it's always ups and downs to the path we walk, right? So when the women make their money, let them make it. That's their business. Um, but the truth of the matter is, I wanted to, because what made me go with sports and the sports that I know, because I'm kicking with the homies, you know, a lot of us could talk about that shit just as good as anybody on ESPN. But a lot of my homies ain't got the initiative. Let me do something with the insight we got with sports, you know. And I did this shit years ago with fanatics, and it would be so many topics you just jump off of and have whole debates that are just as intriguing as the shit I watch on Around the Horn or Pardon the Interruption. You know what I mean? I'm seeing now a lot of dudes. What gives them leeway is they already played the sport professionally. That's real. But the internet got a whole bunch of niggas eating doing this shit now. So why not? Why not try to get a piece of the pie? You feel me? Because I feel like off the top of my head, without even taking notes, being all professional like Fox Sports and ESPN, I can spit with the best of them when we want to talk about the sports that I pay attention to. Now, if you want me to do my research and step it out to baseball and hockey and tennis and golf, okay. But that shit don't intrigue me. You'll have me just reading shit. See, that's the power of doing something out the heart, just like my music. See, and that's why music belong on here too. Because off the rip, we could talk about hip hop, and I want to talk about hip hop to the extent of what I like, not what the radio like, what's trendy. Even though I might mention some shit, you know, because part of what's wrong. Listen, let me tell you, I got some age on me. The generational gap with music is we it's not even music, it's everything in life. We once it's an age on it, it's too old. Younger people just don't fuck with it. That's just where we're at with technology. The internet is a what you doing now thing. What's going on today? What happened yesterday is old news. What happened 3 years ago is old news. What happened the song that was hot 3 years ago is old. Why you playing that? Like, what happened to just something being a classic? Right? See, that's what we need to have some. Come on, man, let's make it make sense. Right? It's just like the sports conversation. You know, I be seeing people on the internet where we had these LeBron and Michael Jordan conversations. Niggas want to say, we done with the 90s. Okay, bro, listen. I understand you want to be a LeBron fan, but to just sit there and skip like these dudes that bled on this court, that played this sport, it's like, come on, man, make it make sense. So all of a sudden, the basketball you watch today is just perfection of basketball. It's not, bro. There's glitches in the game nowadays, right? That's not. I'm not talking about Mike or LeBron. I'm talking about the way the game is played. Because to me, the 3-point shoot it all day, all night shit ain't what's up. I played a little basketball in my life, right? I see dudes running fast breaks and everybody run to the 3-point line, right? Okay, if you make the shot, is you get one more point than you could get. But if you learn to get to be to flood the rim with layups and dunks, man, you're gonna hardly ever miss. So when it's a fast break and you got 3-on-1, your goal should be a layup. But the game has changed to a 3, and I promise you, a lot of dudes that know basketball know that that's not the shot you always want to take, man. That's crazy. You know, it irks me not to see guys, or not even a 3-point shot. How about the mid range shot? You feel me? So if you really want to, like, okay, and let me talk to y'all who want to make it about a generational thing. Now, ask a coach, right? Like, let's watch Cleveland in the NBA. They record wise the best team in the league. But you know why they're good? Because they're going back to fundamentals. They got two bigs out there all the time. Mobley and Allen. I've been saw them last year. I'm like, I love that group of that lineup, right? They got a point guard. They got the right player at every position. They taking it back to fundamentals, bro. And now look at what they're doing. They're dominating the league. Like, big men dominate. You if you let them play, they don't gotta sit there and be shooters like everybody else. You let that boy know what he's doing. There's a reason why Shaq won rings and Tim Duncan won rings and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt Chamberlain. Like, it's a numbers game. If I got a 7-foot somebody and he know what he doing around the rim, he gonna dominate. And if he know what he doing on the defense, he gonna make your life hell. You gonna have to shoot threes all day. You feel me? Now the 3-point game is beautiful when you got a Stephen Curry and a Klay Thompson on the same team. I'd tell them boys shoot all day too. I'm a Duke fan. That's how Duke play basketball. But the whole point is, don't throw away how the game's evolved into today because you just want to acknowledge like what we're doing today is just it's that's it and that's what's up and that's a whole lie. I promise you, the same people you defending will not tell you that lie. The same dudes that playing today will tell you that they sit there and watch tapes from OGs. There's somebody they learned from growing up that was 20 years ago that helped them be the player they are today. I promise you, bro. See, it just says fans, we talking that shit, but that's here or there, man. You know, that's why let's have this show. Let's talk about it. You know, I'm just giving you my perspective. You know, the same thing go in music. You know, you hear niggas spit bars and you hear, and I'm not trying to make it about young or old. It's just somebody will spit bars and I hear somebody try to make it sound like just spitting bars in general is old school. Like, niggas, rap is rap. The ability to rap and put a rhyme together is the ability to put a rhyme together. You absolutely correct. Somebody flow can get outdated. It's been happened. But some guys, let's give them their credit. If they can still rap today and you still got niggas listening to your shit, it don't matter if it's young or old niggas. If you can still profit, you just choose to use the internet and stay in your lane and do that. Let that man eat, man. Rap ain't sports where if you a certain age, you should stop. If you feel like you done got better at what you done did since you was a teenager, right? You put them words together better. I can name rappers. Method Man is the first one come to mind. Or Jadakiss flow is timeless. The man sound like he did 30 years ago. I'm talking about that's crazy. That's crazy skill, right? Like if your flow is timeless like that, and you ain't, you know, it's like LeBron. If I could still play the game, why do I need to step away? Just because I'm too old? Nigga, if I still can play, why step away? And that's the shit we gotta, let's talk about it. But anyways, man, this the new and improved, easily done. Easy said than done. Getting that first episode out the way, but we still carrying the torch. See where we go from here, man. Working on everything. You gotta you want to do something, you gotta take it serious. You gotta put the work in. You know, I put the thought in the name. I done filmed some of these episodes. I fell off a little bit because I was thinking about the name. Had my homie do a logo. You're gonna see all that. Everything's a process. Same thing with music. I'm improving in that too. I'm like fine wine. But yo, really, it's your boy Easily Done. We out, man.